Jason Collins is a name that represents courage, resilience, and the power of authenticity. Over the years, he has become more than just a public figure. For many people, he symbolizes strength in the face of pressure and the importance of living honestly no matter how difficult the circumstances may be. His journey has inspired countless fans around the world, not simply because of professional achievements, but because of the example he set through determination, dignity, and perseverance. When people talk about influential sports figures who changed conversations far beyond the game itself, Jason Collins is often part of that discussion. His story is not just about competition, fame, or recognition. It is about identity, personal growth, and the courage required to stand firm during moments when the entire world seems to be watching. For years, Jason Collins built a respected career through discipline, hard work, and consistency. He earned admiration from teammates, coaches, and fans who appreciated his professionalism and commitment. Yet behind the scenes, like many public figures, he was navigating personal challenges and pressures that few people fully understood at the time. The life of a professional athlete often looks glamorous from the outside. Fans see packed arenas, media interviews, endorsement deals, and moments of celebration. But behind that image comes enormous pressure. Athletes live under constant scrutiny. Every performance is analyzed. Every decision is questioned. Every mistake becomes public discussion. For someone trying to balance personal identity with the expectations of the sports world, that pressure can become overwhelming. Jason Collins grew up understanding the value of discipline and perseverance. From a young age, he showed talent and dedication that helped him rise through competitive basketball. His journey through school and into professional sports reflected years of sacrifice, determination, and relentless focus. Like many athletes, he spent countless hours training, competing, and pushing himself to succeed. As his basketball career developed, Jason became known for his intelligence on the court, strong defensive abilities, and team-first mentality. While he may not always have been the flashiest player in the spotlight, he earned deep respect from those who understood the game. Coaches valued his leadership, teammates appreciated his work ethic, and fans admired his professionalism. Yet despite his success, Jason Collins was carrying a deeply personal struggle. Living in the public eye while trying to navigate private identity challenges can create emotional isolation, especially in environments where vulnerability is often misunderstood as weakness. Professional sports, particularly during earlier years of his career, were not always welcoming spaces for open discussions about identity and acceptance. For a long time, athletes across many sports felt pressure to remain silent about personal truths out of fear that honesty might damage careers, relationships, endorsements, or public perception. This culture created enormous emotional burdens for many individuals who felt unable to fully express themselves publicly. Jason Collins eventually made a decision that would change not only his own life but also sports history. In 2013, he publicly came out as gay, becoming the first openly gay active male athlete in one of America's four major professional sports leagues. The announcement immediately became international news and sparked conversations far beyond basketball itself. The significance of that moment cannot be overstated. For many people, especially young fans struggling with identity or acceptance, Jason Collins' decision represented visibility, courage, and hope. It showed that authenticity was possible even in spaces traditionally viewed as difficult or unwelcoming. The reaction to his announcement was enormous. Across sports media, television, social media, and public discussions, people debated the significance of what Jason Collins had done. Many praised his bravery and honesty, while others questioned how his decision might affect his career or public image. Support quickly poured in from teammates, fellow athletes, celebrities, political leaders, and fans around the world. Many people recognized the emotional weight behind such a public decision. Coming forward in that way required tremendous courage, because it meant facing potential criticism, judgment, and uncertainty on a global stage. At the same time, Jason Collins handled the attention with remarkable calmness and dignity. Rather than turning the moment into spectacle, he consistently approached interviews and public discussions thoughtfully and respectfully. He emphasized that his decision was ultimately about honesty and living truthfully rather than seeking attention. For many people, that authenticity made his story even more powerful. Jason Collins was not trying to become controversial or divisive. He simply wanted to live openly and honestly after years of feeling unable to fully do so. That humanity resonated deeply with audiences around the world. His story also highlighted broader conversations about inclusion and acceptance within professional sports. Historically, many athletes feared that revealing personal truths could negatively impact careers or relationships within teams and organizations. Jason Collins' announcement challenged assumptions about what athletes could openly discuss and how sports culture might evolve moving forward. In the years following his announcement, many people credited Jason Collins with helping create space for more open conversations within athletics and society in general. His visibility became meaningful not only for sports fans, but also for countless individuals who saw in his story an example of courage and self-acceptance. Despite the enormous attention surrounding him, Jason continued approaching life with humility and professionalism. He understood that his role had become larger than basketball itself, yet he never appeared interested in seeking unnecessary drama or conflict. Instead, he focused on using his platform responsibly and thoughtfully. One reason Jason Collins' story continues resonating today is because it reflects universal themes people connect with emotionally. Most individuals understand what it feels like to fear rejection, judgment, or misunderstanding. His journey represents the struggle many people face when deciding whether to fully embrace their authentic selves despite external pressure. Beyond sports, his example became relevant to conversations about mental health, self-worth, courage, and personal growth. Living authentically often requires confronting fear, uncertainty, and vulnerability. Jason Collins demonstrated that while honesty may bring challenges, it can also create freedom, connection, and positive change. The impact of his decision extended into younger generations as well. For many young athletes, especially those questioning whether they could succeed while being true to themselves, Jason Collins became proof that authenticity and achievement could coexist. Representation matters deeply, particularly in environments where people previously felt invisible or excluded. His influence also reached beyond athletics into broader cultural conversations. Schools, organizations, and advocacy groups frequently referenced his story when discussing inclusion, leadership, and resilience. His willingness to speak openly encouraged many others to share their own experiences and seek support without shame. Over time, public perception surrounding identity and acceptance in sports continued evolving. While challenges and prejudices certainly still exist, many people believe pioneers like Jason Collins helped push important conversations forward and create greater understanding within athletic communities. Throughout it all, Jason remained respected not only for what he represented symbolically, but also for the character he displayed personally. People who interacted with him often described him as thoughtful, intelligent, grounded, and compassionate. Those qualities strengthened the admiration many fans already felt toward him. His story also serves as a reminder that courage often appears in quiet, personal decisions rather than dramatic public moments. Choosing honesty after years of silence can require extraordinary emotional strength, especially when millions of people may react unpredictably. Jason Collins showed that bravery is not about fearlessness, but about moving forward despite fear. The sports world has changed significantly in recent years, with more conversations happening openly about mental health, identity, emotional well-being, and inclusion. While many individuals contributed to that progress, Jason Collins remains one of the most important figures associated with those changes in professional athletics. Fans continue celebrating his journey not because it was perfect or easy but because it reflected resilience and authenticity in a world where both can feel difficult to maintain. His example continues inspiring people who may never play professional sports but still face moments requiring honesty, courage, and self-acceptance. The admiration surrounding Jason Collins today reflects something deeper than celebrity or athletic success. People respect him because he helped others feel seen and understood. His willingness to embrace his truth publicly gave hope to individuals struggling privately with their own fears and uncertainties. That impact cannot always be measured through statistics, trophies, or headlines. Sometimes the most meaningful influence comes from helping people believe they are not alone. Jason Collins' story accomplished exactly that for many individuals around the world. As conversations about inclusion and acceptance continue evolving, his role in sports history remains significant. Future generations may view his decision as one of many important moments that helped reshape cultural attitudes within athletics and beyond. For fans who followed his basketball career, Jason Collins will always be remembered as a dedicated athlete and respected teammate. For others, he represents something even larger, the idea that authenticity can create meaningful change not only personally, but socially and culturally as well. His journey continues inspiring discussions about courage, identity, compassion, and resilience. In a world where many people still struggle with fear of judgment or rejection, stories like his remind audiences of the importance of empathy and understanding. The legacy of Jason Collins is ultimately about much more than sports. It is about humanity, honesty, and the strength required to live authentically even when doing so feels uncertain or difficult. His story demonstrates that personal truth can inspire millions of people and create lasting cultural impact. As audiences continue reflecting on his journey, many are reminded that true courage is not always loud or dramatic. Sometimes it is simply the decision to stand honestly in your own truth and trust that your example may help others do the same. Jason Collins' story remains powerful because it speaks to something universal inside people, the desire to be accepted, understood, and valued for who they truly are. Through resilience, authenticity, and quiet strength, he became an inspiration not only within sports, but far beyond it. And that is why his journey continues.